Hey, what's going on? It's Gage here from the Football Friends podcast. And today last night we have had a big victory from Spurs over Leicester City. Tottenham have won 6-2 over Leicester, and that includes a hat-trick from Heung-Min Son. So, if you've been following Spurs, Heung-Min Son has been off to sort of a poor start. You know, he hasn't had the greatest of form. I think it was eight games or something like that? He had gone without scoring. So, he and Conte actually said that Son was going to be dropped because of this. Like, no places are guaranteed in the squad. Your form drops, you'll be dropped. And so, Heung-Min Son has responded to this perfectly by subbing on in the 59th minute and then scoring a hat trick in 13 minutes. And oh man, overall, this was a hell of a game too. Because first up, there was a penalty, which was actually saved by Lloris, but he must have come off his line or something, so it was retaken. And then Yuri Tielemans scored the second attempt. And then that was answered by Harry Kane had a header at the far post, very good goal, Harry Kane classic. And then a corner, then there was a corner in which Dyer scored a header from as well. And also James Maddison scored like an absolutely tasty goal too. So, I'm surprised with James Maddison's been in fantastic form lately, and I'm really surprised that he was omitted from the England squad. So, yeah, but I mean, now that Calvin Phillips has been dropped, it's possible he'd go in. It's not really a like for like, but I don't know. It seems unfair to James Maddison. Really good player, deserves a bit more credit. Anyway, back onto the game. So then it was. And then there was there a third? Who was the third goal? I've already forgotten. It was a Bentancur goal. So Bentancur won the ball back and then just scored the sweet as powerful hit goal. It was awesome. It's 3-2 to Spurs, and then Heung-Min Son subs on 59th minute, and then he scores an absolutely amazing hat trick. Every goal was a total banger. It was an awesome right foot and a left foot goal, basically outside the box. Just such good goals. Heung-Min Son was amazing in this game. But anyway, I bring this up because I want to talk about Leicester specifically, because they are having almost their worst start in, I believe it said that, I have this, what's the article here? It says that, is it this one or is it the other one? This one here. So it says that, the Foxes are at the bottom of the table with just 1 point from their opening 7 games, their worst start since 1983. Just one, So only 1 point from 7 games is just absolutely shocking. That's so bad. So there's, there's other article here says that Brendan Rodgers admits that his job is now is at risk. He may lose the Leicester job because of this. So they've also conceded 22 goals, which is just that's shocking. So. Which is very surprising. I mean, not much has really changed for the site. So he's saying that Richards insisted that his side had been better than the results, because I mean, a lot of these goals were absolute bangers. So it's not really a lot you can do about it. But maybe they're just really missing Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, he was an integral part of the squad, and without him there, they've conceded a lot. That's average. It's more than an average of 3 goals per game. That's pretty bad. So it says here, he asks if he's under pressure, and he says, very much so. I come in every day and do my work. I totally understand the frustration of the supporters. I can't hide from that. It's my responsibility. So whatever happens, I have a huge amount of respect for the owners, but because they've given me great support, I understand the game. So that's saying he knows his job's under risk, but it's said that, they've been asking for him to quit, but he said that he plans to fight on, admitting he understands the scrutiny. So, yeah, you didn't see a team today that's short of confidence. Is always a good sign. I'll always fight on, but I understand the game, and 6 straight losses isn't good for anyone. 6 straight losses, that's just horrific. Because I got the stats, the specific stats here, courtesy of FB Ref. And so these are their first fixtures. So we have it was the opening match week. They played Brentford and they drew 2-2. And so that's the only point that they've received so far. That's absolutely shocking. So And then they lost to Arsenal. I mean, fair enough. They lost to Southampton. It's pretty bad. This is the this EFL Cup match, which against Stockport, which was 0-0, bad enough. They did win on penalties, but I mean, come on, you're playing Stockport, man. You probably need to do a bit better than that. And then they lost to Chelsea, fair enough. They lost to Man U, yep, fair enough. And then Brighton beat them They lost to Brighton 5-2. And then the Aston Villa game was postponed, and then now they lost to Tottenham 6-2. So, I mean, they are still scoring goals and things like that, but their defending has just been shocking. And, yeah, maybe it is Kasper Schmeichel. I don't know. It's just crazy. I can't believe this is like the worst start ever. They're literally like dead bottom of the table. And that's just, yeah, that's crazy to me. I can't believe that. So, because, you know, they were nowhere near this bad last season. This is crazy. So, yeah, I mean, look. That's the thing. Brendan Rodgers could totally be the next manager to lose his job. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, yeah, managers have certainly been fired for less than this, and they seriously need to sort it out because they're 20th, man. They are literally bottom of the table, and it just, yeah, 1 point from 7 games is just absolutely horrific. And so there's one more thing here. I don't have the article up there, but yeah, basically because of this, Spurs are on a hell of a run, and Conte has actually sort of opened the door to this title challenge. And so Spurs are second in the table, only behind Manchester City, of course, but man, they've been making big wins like this all the time. They have such a good squad, and so Conte says, we have to try to do our best. The Premier League is very difficult. In my opinion, I think we have just started a path to fight for something important. We have just started. City, Liverpool, and Chelsea have been very competitive and won a lot. Every season, they fight to win competitions. In our mind and heart, the ambition has to be to grow. When you have a massive game every 3 days, you need a good squad. Sometimes you can rest or start on the bench, and the next game you will play. Yeah, he's right. I mean, there's going to be an average of 3 games. There's going to be a game every 3 days up until the World Cup in November. So it's going to be a hard run for a lot of teams, and the teams with the most depth are probably the ones that will succeed in this league. So look, have to agree with Ash. Actually, you know, Spurs are quite a contender for this title. I mean, you're gonna have to figure out some way of stopping Erling Haaland from scoring 35 goals this season. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, let's what is Tottenham? Let's take a look at Tottenham's record. So yeah, look at this. They beat Southampton 4-1, drew with Chelsea, beat Wolves, beat Nottingham Forest, drew with West Ham, beat Fulham, beat Marseille in the Champions League. Manchester City match was postponed. They lost to Sporting Lisbon, so they only lost. But then now they bounced back and they beat Leicester 6-2. So look, man, they're Spurs off to a hell of a start. So I totally think it's possible, man. I think that they're definitely a contender. And yeah, okay, so that's it. That's all I want to say on that. You know, Leicester in big trouble. Spurs not so much. It's almost like the opposite of what I'm used to seeing. So, but yeah, so Brendan Rodgers could be fired. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised. 22 goals, 20th in the table, and 1 point from 7 games. That's just absolutely terrible. Okay, that's all I want to say on that. Thanks for tuning in to the Football Friends podcast. Like and subscribe, tell your friends, all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.